Alright guys, it's time for game 3 of this week's ICYFAR Your Freaking Awesome Replays, and starting off with, okay, alright. Did we cast this player last week? I remember this name. I think this was it last week's ICYFAR that we cast this player? It looks like they've managed to get one in again. Down here in the bottom right, in the red, it's Santa Claus, who's going for 3 SCVs across the map. Up here in the top left, it is Psych. Now, for those of you who don't know, this week's challenge, the games we are casting right now, so last week's challenge, I should say, was the Yeah Nah challenge, where you had to block your opponent at every turn, try and block their expansions, basically find out about their hopes and dreams and all that sort of stuff, and just shut it down, block it, block, 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 block. It was a good one. People had to be the red tape around their opponent's hopes and dreams is how we kind of worded this one. So double gas steal and also blocking the expansion. 3 drones come down. They're like, no. Oh my, you gotta kill that SCV dude. He's already got a lot of hit points on that eBay. Oh my God, the triple block. This is amazing. No gas, no natural, get wrecked. These 2 SCVs are gonna run out of there. That eBay is gonna get plenty of life. Has to take a 3rd base. Spread out all the way down here. Now, this is an incredible opening because the Zerg can't do what they want. Now, wait a second. Wait. Does that seem fair? Oh, he has nothing at home. He's just started his barracks 50 seconds after it normally goes down. Okay. It's all right, fam. Santa Claus has paid just a little bit for this rush. The Drilly Boys are like, oi, how dare you? They're going to attack the hatchery. I mean, this is just going to make you panic, right? Psych sends 3 drones. Wouldn't it be funny if the SCVs win the fight, though? Oh, he's repairing the weak SCV. If he quickly turns that off auto repair / A moves, could even beat these 3 drones. Let's see who wins this fight. SCVs need to turn straight away. Oh, no. Oh, one of them's attacking the hatch. Oh, okay. Drones kick the butt of those SCVs. These 2 Drilly Boys are going to have to be butt buddies and run away down the bottom. We've got a gas on the way. We've got a barracks finishing up. Are we going to see that orbital in the near future? I hope so. And we'll see how that goes. Orbital starts, 2nd gas. All right, it's going to be a tech opening from here. Makes sense, right? The 2 Drilly Boys come back in, and they say, no gas for you. No. Please, all right, we got to go to Psych's camera right now. I do want to give a quick shout out to next week's ICYFAR challenge, guys. If you can type that !ICYFAR in my Twitch chat. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you can go to my Twitch chat, even when I'm offline, twitch.tv/x5_pig, and you will find out about the new challenge. There's one that we post every day at the same time as we cast this. And the challenge coming up is bait. Bait your opponent out of position and crush them. So all sorts of bait them into Widow Mine traps, baneling bombs, all sorts of things. And send in your best replays, your most entertaining, your funnest, most action-packed ones. It looks like finally the natural is getting down. Gonna try to get some gas down. Holy bejesus, this is costing so much though. In terms of Santa Claus, like the follow-up is just so slow. It's so slow. It's like Command Center's just starting. I mean, even with the frustration, this has got to be better for Psych, right? I would say the Reaper comes in, can't get a kill. The Queen there does defend it. It's going to look for some drones. That's a good choice. The drones are trying to long distance mine. The Reaper's like, no. All right, that's too many Zerglings though. You got to get out. I think the real power here is the continued pressure, but I don't think this factory is getting down fast enough, especially since it's going on a tech lab, which means no follow-up pressure. Is that just a tank? Oh no, there's going to be such a lull in the pressure. Oh man, this Zerg has like 5 minutes of nothing attacking them. Unfortunately, they're massing slow Zerglings and attacking across the map. So, okay. Right at the moment, I was like, oh no, the drones are going to get out of control. 3 base versus 1, holding down the drone key. There's no follow-up pressure. And then I look at it and it's like, wait, you're massing slow. Oh no. So the one power of a weird opening like this is throwing your opponent into such an unfamiliar zone that they just go, and they start doing things that don't make sense. A tank and a marine here will defend the wall off just fine. They say, yeah, you want to come up here? Nah. And thankfully the Zerglings do listen. But I mean, Psych's just floating money and is so confused. So I think this is the point where Psych is so worried about what's coming next that Psych is taking a long time and only now finally starting to take gases. You've already got gases everywhere. You just got to use them, mate. You got to drone up. There's a layer on the way. I kind of love the way a lot of Americans almost say layer when you say layer. You guys like layer. There's like a little up and down in the middle. It's kind of great. It's like a layer. A goddamn layer. And I'm saying that specifically because you all hear me say layer and you're like, what is that? What is he saying? He sounds so strange with his Australian accent. My accent's like 80% American these days, so I can't really even call it an Australian accent. Americans think I sound Aussie, Aussies think I sound American, and Russians think I sound Scandinavian. They don't actually. I just made that last one up. Don't know if you can know. Don't really have that many conversation with Russian people these days, especially not since we're in ISO, but I would like to. Speaking of going mad in isolation, what is this build? Did you just build a tank, a random widow mine, and a raven? What are we doing? Okay, and it's a planetary on the natural. So Santa Claus is transitioning into doing things that make no sense and hoping your opponent kills themselves on your planetary and your tanks on the high ground. This is a tried and tested true strategy. We've seen a lot of people pull this off. Florencio himself is a fan of doing strats kind of like this as well. He's kind of like, look, here's some tanks, here's some annoying harass, and the opponent's like, screw you, get out of my game. I like this very secretive Raven harass, by the way. It just kind of stands on creep. That's what we call asserting dominance. So if you're a bit of a beta with your Terran harass, the way you do this is your Raven would come in from the shadows, drop an auto turret, Q to run away. But we can tell Santa Claus is not a beta. He's a 300-pound man who goes around wearing a red velvet suit, trying to climb in chimneys to give kids his presents. I mean, that's not a beta move. He's so alpha, he gets out there in the middle of the creep, waves the flag, and says, I'm here to harass you. Ha ha! And the queen's like, no. And they go over it and they catch him in the chimney and they do beat him a few times with a broomstick before he does scamper off the rooftop and runs away to find another home with less present adults in place, I guess. Something like that. I don't know. Honestly, what are we doing though? It's a few tanks, a random Viking. I'm trying to understand and put some sort of reasoning behind the strategy. Comes in, a bit more. Okay, he's learnt. He says, no more broomstick to the face. Let's take this queen out. Oh, she falls, and a couple of drones will go down. Good pullback, though. I love how the Raven's coming in for another wave of harass. May realize in a moment that the Raven's out of juice. Needs 8 more energy to do anything. Kind of getting a scout off, I guess. My favorite thing is Psych here. It's like this Raven's just standing in plain view. Okay, the Hydras, no. Are we gonna? Yes, are we? They don't have range. Oh, no. Is Santa Claus Florencio, guys? Florencio has a gift where he basically hypnotizes his opponents into not knowing how to make Hydra upgrades. And here we have yet another Hydra player not doing. He's just made an Overseer. You know that doesn't increase the range of your Hydras, right? You could just move a Queen to the edge and this would... No? Yeah, nah. That Raven, the ultimate bait. I love this Viking coming to clear Overlords at 8 minutes into the game as well. This here is a truly glorious, glorious piece of StarCraft. Wait. We're going to land? And there's a single Hellion. Don't worry, guys. It's a two-pronged pressure. We're basically watching TY right now. He's like, yeah, land the Viking in that base. And a Hellion runs in there against me 130 supply opponent 8 minutes in the game. And I'm like, what? What are we doing? Meanwhile, at home, it's okay. High-sec auto-tracking and building armor are queued up. And we're still building tanks 2 at a time. The game plan continues, guys. It really is just try to bait the opponent into overextending. I like it. Hold on a sec, guys. Got a bit of weird pressure in my ears. One sec. Oh my god! No! Not like this! Not like this! Not like this! Why? Psych! Psych proves that he did fail the psychology test and is now unprepared for the double Viking harass on the counterattack. Look at this big move from Santa Claus. Says, yep, me whole strategy was hoping you'd headbutt into me tanks and me planetary all game. Now you've done it. I'm very happy. This Viking here says, I'm not here to harass. I'm just here to watch. I just watched awkwardly, staring at your drones and making them uncomfortable. For some reason, these queens are like, nah, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. We're just going to let him watch from the shadows. There's nothing creepy about that. I love that Raven micro. Sees the spore, is like, I'll try to thread the needle. There's like a solid 4 hexes between these 2 spores and just flies through there. High level micro. Sometimes when I'm watching people micro, and I get it, not everyone plays 4,000 hours of the game, pig. But I do kind of get the impression people are playing on this view sometimes. When they're microing around, I'm like, how do you think that is the right place to go? Like, either people have way less control or they're playing like this. Do you think there is actually a video on my YouTube where I played a ladder game or 2 at full zoom, guys. It made me very dizzy, man. Because I was still jumping around with me hotkeys the whole time, and I'm like, do, and I'm just doing things. I'm trying to micro fights like this, and I'm like, oh no, this is the worst thing ever. Wait. How did this many tanks get up here? No. He's literally like, I've just moved 14 tanks across the map, and they're just going to siege in range of your army, and now I would like you to please attack up the choke point. Now watch Sight go, what would you like me to do? What was that? Can you repeat that? Oh, attack in a giant ball without Bane speed up a ramp? Off creep? Sure. That sounds like a really good trait. I love that there's enough slow Banes to win this fight. 300 slow Banelings take out 14 sieged up tanks there. We're going to have to check the units lost down here in the bottom right. We can see the Zerg, quote unquote, wins the battle and is just casually down 2,500 resources. May have been a little inefficient. You know what? The Terran's economy is so bad, that's actually okay. Unfortunately, though, this is the problem. That planetary fortress is a clear and present danger to this creep tumor. Now, some people would say, well, what's the deal, though? It's just one creep tumor. So does it really matter if you let him finish this planetary? The answer is, it's like letting someone poo on your lawn. Look, technically it's fertilizer and it's fine, but it's an insult. It's an embarrassment. You can't let it stand. If you let Reverend Lovejoy poop on your lawn, Flanders style, I mean, what's next? What's next? People are going to use your house as a goddamn trash heap. Speaking of a trash heap, can we please stop attacking into the planetary fortress? No. He sent like 20 Zerglings a few at a time into this planetary. A mule is dropping and repairing it. The planetary kills a tumor. And he's still like, no, I better kill the planetary. Like, what are we doing? Please run in another 10 Zerglings at a time. Please. That seems like a good idea. Zerglings with no attack upgrades attacking into a planetary that has the armor upgrade. This thing has 3 armor. Your Zerglings are doing 2 damage a hit. Why? Why? It's not even a threat. It's doing nothing. Oh my god, this isn't even blocking your opponent. It's like, look, here's me planetary. It's not even taking damage. 1 SCV is out repairing 10 Zerglings. Ravens are coming in at the same time with auto harass. What are you doing? Psych! Take a deep breath, spend your money, and stop trying so bloody hard to lose the game. Santa Claus is like, oh, what's that? You've got way more stuff and you're much better than me at this game? Yeah, nah, I'm building a starport in your main base. Psych's like, you can't do that, you can't do that, that's not fair, that's not fair, that's not fair. You know what's hilarious? Makes just enough banelings to not kill it. Because as long as a few of those get shot down, they won't quite get it. The SCVs, oh, they did just a few. I thought if that planetary splash took out just a few more, the SCVs would be able to auto repair it up. Barely enough banelings to take out the planetary in the least cost-efficient manner. Could have just made a whole ton of Hydras to start with, since they're the units that actually do damage and have upgrades. But I guess that's how we're going to do it then. All right, fair enough. Starport there, more auto turrets coming down. They're not going to kill a hatchery. What are we even doing, Santa Claus? Oh, I do like that some unupgraded Marines have been added here. We've got, what, 5 tanks, and we're going to attempt to take 2 more command centers at the 14-minute mark of the game. Now, that's actually obviously a lost cause. The Psycho looking for the hatchery. It's like trying so hard to kill. I don't even know if Santa Claus realized. This is the 5th base. He doesn't even need this 5th base. Psych has so much money, but thankfully Psych has shown that Psych's specialty in this game is number 1, not realizing there's a starport building. Number 2, headbutting low-tier units into a natural expand. It's like all you need to do is don't let him secure a 3rd, keep macroing, you win the game. Psych is like, I need 6 Vipers right now and mass Zergling Baneling. And I'm like, wait, why are we making Ling Viper? Meanwhile, the slowest BC transition of all time coming down. Santa Claus does that. Where are we scanning? We're scanning here? Okay. And here, scanning the middle bases. Santa Claus is like, as long as you don't have the middle bases yet, My attempt to take a third means I'm only at 1/3 of the economy of yours. And according to the rule of 3, as long as I'm at 1/3, then 1/3, which is of course 33%, should be enough as long as I am 66%, which is 2 times 33, more efficient than you in battle. Let's be real. I'm pretty sure Santa Claus is drunk. He's a 300-pound elderly man running around in a red velvet suit. And at this point, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure he's just running around throwing rocks out of his sack at random children on the street. Like, I don't know if there's actually a logic. I think we may actually be giving a little bit too much credit to Santa Claus here, guys. The tanks are set up. Oh, no, the Hydras still don't have any upgrades. Still no Hydra upgrades, I'm telling you. They call this the Curse of Florencio, guys. By the way, yes, a battlecruiser is about to pop out in Sykes' main. Now, not only is that about to happen, Syke is about to run Pureling Bane into a wall of planetary tank. Now, I love this. Santa Claus is like, rather than taking an expansion, I'm going to purely rely on my opponent doing the worst possible thing. Syke is like, yes, I'll do that. And you're like, why? Don't do it. Don't go in there. Don't go in there. Not like this. 3 planetary fortresses, fewer banelings come in. If they click on that planetary, they could hit all 3 and take them out. Oh my god, is this actually going to work? I don't know. There's a BC that runs into the main at the same time. Is going to try to parasitic bomb the BC. There's enough Hydras. I think there's enough Hydras, right? I don't know, man. Maybe, maybe not. The BC in the main is doing damage to the economy. I am so impressed. I feel like this is just amazing. I'm going to make pure banelings and attack into a Terran who has no economy. Rather than, you know, just chill and take a deep breath. You know, this is the sort of replay why sometimes people go, hey, pig. I often see people in Twitch chat say, hey, how do you deal with a turtling Terran? I can never beat a turtling Terran. Now, a lot of people have heard me sigh and make a kind of groan of frustration. When people ask, they say, why can't you just answer the question? Why do you always have to say, oh, you're probably making other mistakes? This replay is why. Every time someone complains about turtling Terran and how unfair and unbeatable it is, their replays almost always look like this. We are like, what are you doing in the game? And they're like, well, I repeatedly attack with banelings into planetaries while letting them expand elsewhere. And you're like, why don't you just not let them expand elsewhere and just chill, take a deep breath, and not take the worst fight of all time? You can take some pretty bad fights and still win. Just don't take the worst of all time. Santa Claus is like, huh, you know what I got for you? The Queen says, I know, it's called Yamato. He's like, shut the hell up. It's called Yamato, he says. And she's like, I just said that. He just is like, blows her face off anyway. This is, I mean, there's no way you actually win with this. The Zerg's got to be drunk. To lose this game, the Zerg has to be drunk. There's a 65 drone economy. There's spores building. There's next to no money for the Terran. He's only got 125 gas, which is... Ooh, actually, a starport just died. Make that 425. There's no way. I mean, as long as the Zerg just builds Hydras from here with 2-3 upgrades, you can't lose. That being said, there's no defense on the economy. Where's the drones at? There's 63 drones. Where are they? Where are the 63? There's 30 on that mineral line. No spores being built. Where is Sykes' money right now? Pure Ling Queen is not denying the only expansion, is running spores underneath BCs. Okay, come on, you just need to gather all your spores together, right? There's only 6 spores. Oh, parasitic bomb actually will kill this. Oh, don't put them all, they don't stack you. They don't stack. One at a time, buddy. One at a time. Uses all the Viper energy rather than spacing it out for maximum damage. Hydras go off and engage, just 3 on their own. What are you doing, Syke? All you need to do is not lose your Hydras and get underneath the spores, mate. Oh my god, the Hydras are going in one at a time. The spores are defending that base. The Queens aren't helping out. Syke is doing everything possible to lose this game. Meanwhile, Santa Claus is saying, ho, 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 takes another swig out of his bloody flask of what I can only imagine is like 80% strong absinthe. Another parasitic bomb goes down. Oh my god, the auto turrets actually have killed most of the Vipers. Is that the last BC? No, there's 2 more BCs. That one's so close to going down, though. 2 really low red hit point BCs. These Hydras still don't have upgrades. 1 BC goes down. That one will die to the spore. Great micro from Santa Claus, who is absolutely lit right now. I'm telling you guys, if you guys have never drunk the really good proper absinthe stuff, it's made with like all the wormwood and That shit gives you hallucinations. It is actually crazy. Don't try it out. It's crazy. If you drink enough of it, you have really weird dreams as well. Anyways, the BCs are going to be having a bit of a dance around. The Hydras are once again trying to 3v1 a BC without bringing queens in or anything like that. This BC's like, that's the last mineral line. I got to do it here. It's now or never. One Banshee is building here. There's so much minerals for the Terran. All the spores move. I'd love to see him just run over here and kill all the workers. Oh no, Santa Claus isn't looking. Auto turrets do take out that hatch, but oh no, Santa Claus. The last BC falls. This truly is peak StarCraft. Now, I love that there's still 80 Zerglings running around the map just like, yeah, I think we're winning. You're not going to stop him mining? No. Sure, just let him do whatever he wants. Banshee comes in. A single Viking is building. This here is truly peak StarCraft, guys. Santa Claus, of course, starting with blocking all the gases, all the base locations, being as annoying as possible. The Hydras come forward, the spores reposition. This Banshee says, run, run. I'm really impressed with Syke's ability to spend all the money. There is a base up there, but there's no minerals left on this side. That Banshee's just going to chill. All the Vipers somehow managed to go down. These Ravens are gathering energy. I mean, there is actually a chance in this game. It's not a big chance. I still don't know why we built Viking instead of a BC there. Why are we building Vikings? Like, what are you doing? This Santa Claus player is so drunk. He's literally prioritizing just annoying his opponent. He's like, yeah, I could put a bunch of pennies in the stocking and then whip you in the face with it. Instead, he's putting marshmallows in it. That's what this Viking is. He could build a BC, fly around, harass. It would be a roll of quarters or pennies in a stocking, and he could literally just give a black eye to the Zerg. Instead, he's gone for a marshmallow. Why would you build a marshmallow, put it in a stocking, and try to hit someone with it? It makes no sense. It's the worst weapon for the scenario. Now, once again, Syke is showing just great map awareness as a mass unupgraded barracks transition starts down here. You're going to need to gather like 4,000 Marines before you can take this out, mate. These auto turrets are actually slaughtering these Lings, dude. Oh man, those Lings are having a lot of trouble. The auto turrets just taking them out as they go into the choke point. A lot of those do fall. And yeah, I mean, the barracks transition is probably the silliest thing we've ever seen. Banshee there, Viking there. He's thinking about building something, but he's low on gas. So he says, let's build another Viking. Oh my lord. God damn it, Santa Claus. Seriously, do the elves, are they afraid of losing their job? They don't want to call him out? No? They don't want to call him out for this? Meanwhile, Syke, who honestly has done everything possible to lose this game, is still just sitting there going, yeah, let's build some spores here. What's splitting up Zerglings? What is queuing up Zerglings to move around the edges of the map? This is actually insane. Come on! Oh my god, how can you not check all the bases? Ah! Base trade 101 is make sure they don't have a base. He knows there's a starport in his main, which he still hasn't killed as well. This is absolutely baffling. Meanwhile, whoa. You're actually going to make tech labs now, Santa Claus? Are you going to make stim and shields? Okay, guys. So let's just go over why this is the worst thing I've ever seen from Santa Claus. He's making +0 Marines. They don't even have enough gas to start stim against +3 armor Zerglings. These Marines are not going to do damage. There is already 60 Zerglings on the map. They can attack move and kill like 67 Marines. These Zerglings can 1v4 Marines probably. Do they have Adrenal? They don't have Adrenal. They don't even need it though. They are so far ahead in upgrades. A Banshee comes in to hit an Extractor. A Viking is doing nothing. Meanwhile, the Zerglings run in. The Marines and Marauders are trying to hold on. Now, thankfully for Santa Claus, Syke has decided to move command with only about a quarter of the Zerglings. Despite that, the Zerglings just derping against Marauders and stuff, they should still be able to overwhelm. And finally decides to bring the rest of the Zerglings. Big brain Syke. And Santa Claus... Congratulations, Syke. You just won that game. You just won it. I don't know if you won it. I think Santa Claus did as many silly things as he possibly could to give you a shot, and you kept trying to throw it away. This was like watching one of those people just oh man, just try to lose the game repeatedly. It's like he's on 2 base, you're on 4. What's the Artosis rule say, guys? If your opponent's defending, expand. Psych did that. He said, cool, I've got double the expansions. There's the best defensive position of all time. Let's headbutt into it 14 times in a row. I'm pretty sure at the end of this, yeah, Psych won the game in that he got the MMR. I think Santa Claus won in that the drunk obese man running around on people's rooftops actually had a lot more fun, you know, drinking absinthe and having a wild time. While Psych here was trying very hard to win. Psych did some very good things. It's just incredible how, like, what is this extractor? He's like, I need some gas mining. We're going to do it from here. I'm like, really? Is that what we're going to do? GG. Well played, Santa Claus. I'm sorry for your trauma, Psych. Here's a heads up. Don't attack into planetaries with tanks behind it. It's usually a bad idea. There's usually a thousand other angles one can choose to fight. Please never do that again. I'm so sick of watching people just throw armies into planetaries without thinking about it. You know, it's even the one in the main was threatening nothing, and it was like, send 8 Zerglings at it. Send another 8 Zerglings. Send 12 Zerglings. Send 6 Zerglings. None of that worked? Let's make 30 Banes and go. And I'm like, what? Why didn't... What? It's the power of doing something so unexpected to your opponent that all planning, all thought, all calm responses go out the window, and they just... Immediately their heart rate's going and they just start headbutting in. And this is why I have a golden rule in StarCraft, because this happens even to pros. Something surprises them. They go, how is that there at that time? Here's the rule. If you're surprised by something, it's shocking, it comes from a weird angle, pull back, give up the ground, give up the base, run the drones away, gather your defenses, look at what their army is, get your army together, and then take the fight when you've had a few seconds to process. Give yourself a few seconds. Lose a hatch, it's not the end of the world. Headbutt your army into the worst possible fight 16 times in a row, which was that entire game. Remember when the tanks came and sieged up on the high ground? He just headbutted up the ramp. No idea what he was attacking into. He just said, there's a tank up there, it shot me, let's go run into it. Well, that's literally gifting the fight that your opponent wants on a platter to them. And he's like, cool, I've got a good army, I'm ahead in economy. Haven't really scouted what my opponent's up to. I'm just going to attack in here. And you're like, wait, what? You don't even know what's there. Sees a planetary, sees tanks behind it, says, yeah, let's keep going. Whoa. Why aren't we scouting ahead? Why aren't we paying any attention? Players like, well, I mean, I'm ahead, so it's time to throw away that lead. That's what StarCraft's about, right? I'm like, no, please stop. Please stop. Please stop. I've seen far too many Terran players on the ladder right through to High Diamond who just build planetaries and tanks and have abysmal macro. And it's just a mixture of they just kind of do these funny little annoying harassments. And their whole goal is to make their opponent go, screw you, stop harassing me, and take a terrible fight into their defenses. Like, it's World War I tactics, but they don't even have a forward trench. The trench is like miles back, just in front of their own base. And they're like, please attack into my strongest defensive position. And it's like, no, don't do that. And these players are like, well, he's harassed me with a battlecruiser and I'm annoyed, so I'm going to do it. And I'm like, don't do it. Take a deep breath. He's on 2 bases. He has no economy. If that Terran's expanding to a quick 4 bases and you go for the wild attack, I can get behind it. You see he's being greedy? Let's go punish him. Unfortunately, there's players out there like 8 base versus 2. All I've got to do is not throw my army away and just build some better units. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to throw my army away 7 times in a row. Holy crud. I've seen it a lot recently. I'm traumatized on behalf of the players who keep attacking into Terran positions. It's actually insane, man. It's actually insane. You know, what do we do against AI in all video games? We kite, right? World of Warcraft, Brood War campaign. Think about old RTS campaigns. How did you take down a base in Warcraft 2? You'd get your catapult or something, you'd run it forward, you'd shoot the tower. The AI would send their whole army out the gate of their city or their town, and you'd cast like a few blizzards or death and decay on it, and they'd walk into it. That's essentially what a lot of Terrans are doing on the ladder. The thing is, they're doing it to actual humans, not AIs. They're like, walk into my blizzards, please. They create like a field of runes. You guys remember runes, the Ogre Mage spell, which is basically just these mines on the ground? It's like, you do that, and then you hit the tower, and you aggro their army into it, and you're like, haha, I'm such a genius. You played into my hand. A little 9-year-old pig is sitting there going, haha, I'm so smart. No, the AI is stupid. So guys, if you're struggling with Turtle Terran out there, that's my #1 advice. Stop playing like an AI. Please stop gifting them. They've got no follow-up. They've got no flexibility. They've got the slowest BC transition of all. People are like, but they're going to get to mass BC. He's on 2 base. He's going to build 3 BCs in a 15-minute window. I think you can handle it. Stop stressing out. If they've got 4 bases, it's fine. Go attack, sure. If they've got an exposed 3rd, or you could get a dropper and Nidus in the back door, do it. But goddamn. Oh, please, guys, please, for your own sanity and for mine watching from the sidelines. I love casting these games, but do yourself a favor. Stop playing like an AI. GG's.